Pixar Kid's review of the movie Inside Out falls right directly after this footage of Pixar Kid at the theater. So stay tuned. Well, this is Pixar Kid, about to go to the theaters to go watch Inside Out, along with Buzz. Oh, hey there. And of course, Joy from Inside Out. Hope it's good. Oh yeah, I see free popcorn on the floor over there. So right now I'm in this futuristic time machine. Yeah. I have faith for this movie. It is made by the great company Pixar. Yes. This movie is in great hands. Hopefully it's great, and it starts another winning streak for Pixar. And also, I'm very excited for the short feature film that's going to be in front called Lava. Well, do your job, Pixar, and make this movie great. About to watch it, no hate. Hopefully I love this movie to infinity and beyond. Sorry. Right there's some minion movie. Am I really that fat? Oh, that's great, another Bond film. Rick Pets really loves those. Oh, another Jurassic Park film. Rex saw that one on Sunday. And yet another reboot of a comic book series. Oh, I just gotta wait like 1 more hour till the movie starts. Unsanitary toilet.
You gonna take a shit?
Oh my. So, you're from the newest Pixar movie, huh? Yeah. Toy Story is better. Watch out, Buzzy boy. Well, the movie is about to begin, and salutations. Well, let's watch Pixar's newest movie, Inside Out. Yeah. Oh, and also eat lots of delicious popcorn. Most importantly, the popcorn. Doesn't get any better than popcorn. Well, here I am to review the movie Inside Out, which was a good movie, but moreover a interesting movie. Let's discuss the topic. Today we got a movie review for you. Sorry. With a special guest star, Joy. So, this review is super late. We've had a schedule to work around. And if you actually saw a post on Pixar Kid's Google Plus account, Pixar Kid actually went to go see Inside Out on its opening day and filmed some pretty dumb footage there, acting like an idiot. Anyways, we are finally here today to review the newest Pixar theatrical release, Inside Out. Now, walking into this movie, we knew it was in good hands, because, well, I mean, it's friggin' Pixar. Yeah, and this channel is Pixar Kid. I'm new here. Who's this Pixar Kid? But we didn't want to go too easy, because we walked into the theater with a critical eye point and not a nostalgic one. You know, when you're a critic, you gotta be really fierce in your opinion, you know. But then again, we did have that side of us telling it's a friggin' Pixar movie. It's gotta be good. So, you know, we did have that little voice in our head. Okay, so the plot follows the life of an 11-year-old girl named Riley. And then you just go on an adventure in her head with the emotions. That's all? And also, walking into this movie, we were just wondering what on earth is the plot gonna be? We actually asked the same question on December 10th, 2014, while discuss Pixar's Inside Out trailer and Pete Docter's Twitter Q&A session. Uploaded by Pixar Post, they said this. They mentioned our name.
Our viewer and reader Pixar Kid actually is saying that he really likes, all the emotions inside Riley's head, and he is so curious about the possibilities of the adventures that are going to go on within the headquarters of these emotions. Like, what's it going to be? Is it going to be Riley's emotions from school, emotions from the move, that sort of thing?
Yeah, we're still really excited that we got to be mentioned on that video. Please go subscribe to Pixar Post and their website. But as you progress to the movie very early on, you get what you're going to see for the rest of your movie. Okay, the characters. The 5 emotions are joy, disgust, sadness, anger, and fear. Oh, and Lewis Black, that guy was made to play anger. I think they all made great casting decisions, with Amy Poehler as joy and Bill Hader as fear. Sadness is pretty funny, too. I mean, in the beginning, you're kind of like, no, Sadness, don't touch the freaking balls! The memory balls. Oh, okay, yeah, where'd you, no, okay. But as the movie progresses, by the end of the film, you just love Sadness. Well, not really, but the character Sadness herself, you're gonna fall in love with her. Not romantic, I mean, like, never mind, I should shut up. The character Joy is very joyful. Yeah, you would say nice things about that character. Yeah, she's right. Bill Hader does a great job at playing fear. Like, ah! Hey, wait! I should have played fear. Mindy Kaling, I think it is, voices disgust. She does great at that. She hates broccoli, but the directors of the movie actually made her look like a broccoli. Little fun fact there. Alright, let's just go on to the spoiler portion now. Bing Bong dies! Why does everybody say that? He doesn't die, he just disappears and gets forgotten. He dies in the mine. Now, going in, we didn't even get, a little taste of what Bing Bong's voice was like in any of the trailers at all. And when you do hear it, he's familiar, and, well, he does a great job at voicing this kind of character. A forgotten imaginary friend. So sad. Who's your friend that likes to play Bing Bong, Bing Bong? His wagon makes you shout hooray. It's Rocket. Oh, sorry. Rocket! Oh my god! Oh, stop the camera! But yeah, when Bing Bong does disappear, it really gets you. I mean, even during the human parts, I didn't cry once. But when Bing Bong disappears, I started weeping with tears. That was just way too much for me to take. I just think that part's sad. Bing Bong was a pretty funny guy, with his shortcuts, D-A-N-G-R. That does not spell shortcut, but whatever. Speaking of the shortcut portion of this movie, I love that, the animation style they were using then. Some pretty jokes came out of us being one-dimensional. Lay on your face. That was a pretty funny art style that they were doing during the shortcut scene. That's when I realized this is very different than any other Pixar film. I'm starting to feel like Pixar has begun a new, renaissance after that little hiatus they had for 2 years. It did fix things up a little bit. Look, don't get me wrong here. I love Pixar, but, after Toy Story 3, a decline in quality was beginning. Cars 2, heavily panned by critics. Brave, well, to me, it didn't feel like a Pixar movie at all. I mean, sure, they're trying to handle the feminine problem and stuff, but I don't think it could really work with it. I mean, this movie did it well, because it's a little girl. I mean, keep trying, but just don't make them princesses. Monsters University, to me, didn't really capture the heart of the original. So, about 2 years ago when they announced this movie, I knew about it when it was still called the Untitled Pixar Movie that takes you inside the mind. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that. So, I was worried, but at the same time not really walking into this film. Oh, and the creativity levels in this movie were just off the chain. I mean, they couldn't take any inspiration. They had to make it from their mind. What would the inside of the mind look like? They couldn't get inspiration, from Scotland, like they did for Brave, or from a company like they did for Monsters, Inc. They really had to make up their own world this time. This movie takes things that happen to you and tries to explain them in very wacky ways. I mean, the creativity level in this must have gone wild. Their brains must have been exploded after finishing the movie. And that nightmare scene, that was just hilarious, and so many funny things happen in this movie, like that gum chewing commercial and all of that. It does deliver heavy laughs. Oh, and by the way, in the last scene where they're installing the new working panel, watch out for Hamm's voice, aka John Ratzenberger. He's one of the workers.
What? I was not in that movie.
Yes, you were, Hamm. Yes, you were. Was that a Inception noise with a mouth? Alright, now time to move on to the Riley portion of this movie. We're having fun talking about this. Now time to move on to the Riley portion of this movie. Okay, fine. So, Riley's story starts where everybody's story starts. Her birth. First we see all the machines starting to operate, and of course Joy is the first one who comes out, and then Sadness, and then it keeps getting more crowded, and there's more of them. Now, Riley's problem in this movie is a huge problem in society. Moving! It's not that huge of a problem. Moving! Likewise, she really does have to overcome some obstacles in life. She has to leave her friends, leave her old school, leave her old town, leave her own house. I remember when I moved from Space to Pixar Kids Room. Somebody get the tissues. Somebody get the tissues. And then she starts losing her friend, and then she doesn't want to play hockey anymore, and then she steals from her parents, you know, she steals a friggin' credit card. It's like the downfall of a real human person. Well, geez, don't say that. It's kind of sad for a kid's movie. That's how it is. Just look at the smile on my face. They keep her flowing, and they keep the emotions flowing. Going into this movie, I thought the characters, well, the emotional characters, were going to be very one-dimensional because, well, they're based off of one emotion, but they can go all over the place with the emotions, so they are able to feel and experience other types of emotions, so, you know, that's great. Kind of weird. So, Riley does not like her new school, she's very lonely, so Anger decides that he wants to go back, so he puts this bad idea in her head to go steal her mom's credit card, go to the bus, and then go back to Minnesota. Yep, encouraging kids all over the world to steal their mom's credit card and go somewhere. Pixar, since 1986. You know, you say some really harsh things when you're doing movie reviews. But in the end, you know, she returns back to her family, and there's this whole emotional scene. But not as emotional as Ping Pong's death. Rest in peace. During the whole movie, like, each emotion wants to take charge, like sadness, and Joy always wants Riley to be joyous, or happy. And, you know, sometimes fear's gotta kick in for safety, or disgust, or even anger. But by the end of the movie, they all learn to work together as one big, fat, happy team. Yeah, they start making, like, these combined emotion balls and stuff like that. Can we just call them orbs? Okay. So this movie is very creative. It's Pete Doctor Pixar, so know that. It's not going to be like Toy Story or anything. It's going to be, like, Up. Because, you know, Pete Doctor was directing this. And Up, honestly, does feel not that much of a Pixar movie to us either. So we're going to consider this Pete Doctor Pixar. We're not saying it's bad. It's really great. But yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, Pete Doctor. But for some odd reason, we liked it, but we didn't love it. Like, it doesn't go into our favorites. It was interesting and good and all, but not super duper pooper scooper awesomeness, you know. So our final grade for this movie is a C. Its final grade is a solid C. Well, C+. It's got a lot of creative points. So yeah, we bumped it up to a C+. We're having so many creative points and delivering hilarious laughs. It's not a laugh fest from start to finish, but when it does deliver a joke, it's hilarious. Especially the mid-credits. Some of the funniest stuff you get to see inside of other people's heads. Well, let us know what you thought of the movie down below in the comments, and if you agree with us. And do you think Pixar started a new wave or renaissance? Well, with a new movie comes new fan fiction. I don't find you disgusting. Disgust? says fear with, well, fear in his eyes. This is outrageous, shouts anger with anger tone voice. Okay. Why can't you all be joyous like we used to be, says Joy. Over the years, it's just become pure sadness, says Sadness. You know, it's really hard to write fan fiction with these characters because there's one emotion-centric. Whatever, I'm just gonna watch some old documentaries.
Let me assert my family that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself? Me? Get out of my house. Be joyous. Enjoy your life. Hug me, Hamm. The music is telling me so.